am Grady.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Charisse.
And welcome to Highlights, a show where we break down a reality competition show like it's sports, even though it's not. This season, we are covering the 14th season of Drag Race. And, spoiler alert, this was yet another filler episode. Nevertheless, we did get some decent stat changes this week, so let's break it all down. Previously on Drag Race, last week's episode was Menzeses. The worst episode title ever. But our queens were tasked with creating riveting DragCon panel discussions based on men's issues. But before we get there, we have a lovely mini challenge this week. And it's the photo shoot mini challenge, which is a Drag Race staple as well. And this time they had to photobomb celebrity men.
I like the photobomb mini challenge. I always think it's really fun. Although I do think some queens get a better photobomb prompt than other queens do. Like theirs is a little easier to photobomb than others, if that makes sense.
That's what I was going to say. I like this as a staple. It's really fun. It's fun to watch as an audience member, but definitely I thought that trying to photobomb Borat in a mankini is rather difficult for anyone, no matter what you're wearing.
Lady Camden did a good job of it, though.
Yeah, she's selling.
She did. Oh, she did. I'm not saying she didn't give it the old college try. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that her picture wasn't necessarily Leonardo DiCaprio on the red carpet. Come on now. Right? Like those are two totally different photos.
She definitely had to think outside the box to make it happen.
For sure. I love that Deja looks like a Twilight from Star Wars.
She does.
Kills me. Willow Pill wins the mini challenge and wins herself yet another $2,500. Good for Willow Pill. And then she gets the power to assign the panel groups and choose her team, which I think is good, but she's very worried because she likes to be under the radar with her strategy. So this kind of puts things out in the open a little bit and highlights who she thinks is strong. But I will say she instantly conceptualized this challenge completely through as soon as it was delivered. And she very strategically chooses her team based on what roles she needs them to do. Very smart.
I think she was genius about who she chose, the way that she didn't want herself to be the moderator. She chose who she wanted to be the moderator. She had everything thought out by the time they sat down at that table. But it was genius. Mm-hmm. Very, very, very smart way to go into this. And I like how she was like, I want to pick people I haven't necessarily worked with a lot of yet. It was very, very smart.
Absolutely. I really appreciated who she chose because it definitely felt more like they were getting ready and painting their face in front of the mirror in the workroom and getting ready for a runway as far as how the panel came across as an audience member.
Yeah.
And she definitely gets high marks for her group and who she chose. She assigned roles perfectly.
Willow Pill's group immediately knows exactly what to do. Loved it. Effortless. The other group immediately begins to fall apart a little bit. They have no idea what they're doing. It's very, very obvious. It's also really obvious when Rue actually gets to the room because Willow Pill's group, again, knows exactly what they're going to do. Rue loves it. Rue loves them. Great. Moving on. The other group, RuPaul has to literally model for them what it needs to look like because they have no idea what they're doing, except for maybe Bosco. But because the majority of their group doesn't know what they're doing, it's making it very hard for Bosco to get anything done. I felt really bad for Bosco, to be honest.
It was very fortunate for Bosco that she was chosen as moderator because of all positions that she could have been. That was the one position she could have been to make herself shine in this challenge.
Absolutely. So we get to the main stage and RuPaul looks great this week. Look at her bouncing back. She looked phenomenal. She's shiny. She's new, literally.
Like a doll.
Yes.
I was going to say everybody looks like their best Barbie doll right now, or their best doll version of themselves.
Yes. Michelle looking like she runs the sexiest funeral home in the city. And Carson Kressley looking great as always. And then one of my faves, Nicole Byer. I'm so excited she's back. I love everything she does. She's hilarious. And she looks great. She looks like a little chocolate bonbon. She's so happy to be there. I love her. So getting into their DragCon panels. So first up, Willow Pill's group. Deja Sky looking very fascinating. Very pretty though. I like this. It just looks a little weird, I think, when she's sitting. But
yeah, it's like the way she's sitting, it makes her shape look so weird.
Yeah, it's like she's melting on the chair. It's very odd. But she looks gorgeous. Everybody looks great. And I loved this from beginning to end. I wanted them to have their own show. I was sold.
This was like Drag the View, and I was obsessed with it. Even when Lady Camden said Blake Lively instead of Blake Shelton, it was so perfect, it seemed scripted.
Very charming.
This team was so strong. The content was good. It felt effortless. Deja Sky shined so bright this week as a moderator. I didn't really particularly care for the pattern of the print on the fabric, but I liked the pantsuit. I loved the shoulders. She looked amazing. This whole team looked really, really good. I loved every single one of their outfits. Lady Camden, I loved all of their panel outfits. The fashion that they brought, the content that they brought, I was so happy with this group.
Next group, though, Bosco is a genius in this group, first of all. Really shines. Perfect moderator, hilarious, really made it fun, which this group definitely needed. This would have been an absolute train wreck to sit through if it were not for Bosco.
I will say I like Diabetes' look in this one. The judges had said she was the one that actually looked very much like in drag, and it's Drag Con, where the others were just looked very womanly and demure, which I kind of agreed with. So I didn't really mind the look, but Bosco was definitely the center of the show, and she did a really good job about making sure everyone got a chance to speak. Like, she made sure she addressed Georges specifically because she was very quiet. She did an excellent job moderating and carried this team 100%.
Yeah, that is an excellent point. I think everybody did dress a little daytime, even though it wasn't a talk show challenge, and it is DragCon. That's actually absolutely a great point.
No, for sure. I hadn't thought about that as far as it being DragCon. I still loved Bosco's outfit, though. I did feel really bad for Bosco because Bosco was so strong, and the team, the content, the conversation, their interactions, it was all really weird and forced and boring all at the same time. You'd think as an audience member, I'd really like to watch a train wreck. And this one it wasn't a train wreck, but I didn't even want to watch.
Right. I got bored.
Right. And that's really bad. I love Georges' outfit. I love the shoulders. I wish she had worn this on the runway instead of what she wore.
Yeah, Jasmine Kennedy is dressed like Barbara Walters. I don't know.
I was totally going to say, I forgot to talk about Jasmine Kennedy specifically. She looks really old. I hate this outfit. The skirt pleating and all of it, I just can't get over how she does this to herself. She looks like a completely different person between in drag and out of drag. But in drag, I don't think she looks young or that pretty.
She looks like a really old Republican.
Yeah.
Oh. There you hit it. Barbara Bush.
You're right.
Just kidding. Barbara Bush was
Nancy Reagan.
I love that circle back though. I forgot to point out how incredibly old Jasmine looks. Let's talk.
Well, to be fair, I feel like I drag Diabetes through the dirt every single week for her outfit. And I mentioned that Georges is literally only wearing a bra and panties down the runway week after week after week, even though the judges only seem to notice it when Bosco does it or Carrie Colby or anybody else besides Georges. But, you know.
This week's runway theme was shoulder pads, which could have been very exciting. It did not end up going that way. I was very disappointed in this runway. We'll talk about that in a second. But first up, we had Deja Sky, who I actually really appreciated when she came around the corner. This could have looked better, but this still looked really, really good, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, I like this
bigger
look.
Hair.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what it is. I was like, what does this look missing? Because everything else is accentuated.
Perfect.
There's a silhouette. Like,
yeah,
I don't hate the colors. Like, but it's the hair. She needed bigger hair.
She needed bigger hair. Other than that, I absolutely love this. I love the shoulders. I love the drama. This is drag.
Then we had Lady Camden, who did a very different route with her makeup this week, as you can see. Just kidding. It's a fake head. She came as a nutcracker. Very cute idea. She looked I liked her makeup a lot, actually. Shoulder pads.
The stretch.
I don't know. Yeah.
I absolutely have to agree. And I like this as an outfit. I like this for a runway look, but not for this challenge, not for a shoulder pad theme. It doesn't give me enough. It's not enough drama, but I love it. But it's not enough drama for this particular challenge. It's safe.
Right.
She's very lucky that other people wore what they wore and performed how they did in the DragCon panel.
Next up, we had Willow Pill. Loved this so much. Shoulder pads. I mean, technically, I think they are there, but they're like regular ones. That's boring. And so then they don't read as shoulder pads compared to everything else going on, not only with her outfit, but with everybody else on stage, especially standing right next to Deja Sky because she came out right after her, right?
It reads very high fashion, which I really, really liked. But it would have also read, I think it still would have read high fashion if they were just maybe twice as big, the shoulder pads, and probably would have just pushed her over a little bit.
Absolutely. I love this. Again, I love this look, but not necessarily for this runway. It doesn't scream shoulder pads enough. But like you said, if the shoulder pads were twice as large, like I would just, over the moon. But Willow Pill looks incredible. Her cinch is amazing.
Then we had Angeria, who wore the houndstooth complete outfit. And I gotta say, this outfit's been getting a lot of hate.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people did not live for this.
Has it really?
Weird.
I was gagging for this. I loved it when she walked out in this.
So did I.
Mean, I really love houndstooth, but like
they even dragged it on the pit stop.
What?
Oh my god, I ate this up. I thought
too.
this was this was great. It fit her so well. I can't believe that.
I liked it too. I liked it too when it came out. Everybody hate. I literally just watched Monet and Brooklyn tear this apart. I was like, you guys too? Really? Wow. A lot of people did not live for this. I don't know why.
I thought it was gorgeous.
I like this a lot. I really like this. The shoulder pads.
Yeah.
It's dramatic. It's fantastic.
And a beautiful use of houndstooth. Like, because sometimes, like, I mean, you can only do so much with houndstooth, or so I thought until I saw this.
Then we had Bosco. I don't know about this. This was a little mishmashy for me. And again, shoulder pads. Is it? Maybe, kind of. They're a little more, I don't know.
Giving me Bulma for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like the jacket, but then I'm like, well, if I take away the jacket.
And that's the thing. I feel like the jacket needed to be buttoned, and she should have cinched it with the jacket buttoned instead.
Yeah.
And I think all of us would have liked it more. But I do like the shoulders, and I read them as shoulder pads. I feel like this is edgy, but it's not necessarily what it could have been. Like her, gosh, what was it? The springtime runway? That was everything. This could have been that. It just needed a little bit more.
Next we had Georges, who came out as Selena for some reason.
This cutout on the front is so large. All I read is boy. Boy chest, boy chest, boy chest. With a side of boy chest.
You could have even contoured some boobs or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And these are sleeves. These are sleeves, not shoulder pads.
These are princess sleeves, not
universe.
shoulder pads.
Yeah.
It's pretty though. I will say it's cool. It is pretty.
Sure.
I love
but
the
it's
fabric,
not shoulder pads.
But it's not shoulder pads. And I can't believe that Georges never gets called out. She has not gotten called out for any of these things.
RuPaul's new host body.
I know. I mean, she did end up in the bottom, and Michelle did let her know that they were sleeves, but I just feel like she always doesn't really do the assignment, and people are noticing, and she doesn't really get in trouble for that. And I think that's weird.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. After 87 filler weeks, you think somebody would have told her before now.
Then we had Jasmine Kennedy, who initially I hated this look. So I was like, that's too simple. It's way too simple. And I still feel that way. However, I do feel like she's one of the few people who really understood what the assignment was for this look, you know? Like, she reads like she's wearing shoulder pads to me. This looks like a shoulder pads look. I will say it's one of the better looks I think that I've seen her in. So I didn't hate this. I do think it needs something else with it. I really don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it just looks like a highlighter. And I think she even says when she's walking down the runway that it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, that it's very, you know, it's just the brief. It's shoulder pads.
Yeah.
But maybe had she added some bells and whistles, it might have been a little more elevated, because it's very much just a jumpsuit with shoulder pads.
So was Georges's, but both of you liked it way more. If she had utilized a different fabric, one that shimmied and shined or something, both of you would love this look, and so would I. Yeah. I don't hate this look, but it's not my favorite. And just to touch back on earlier, I did write down that Carson directly said, in the challenge, Jasmine Kennedy looked like Nancy Reagan as a magician, which was my favorite quote of the evening. Oh, that's my fantastic. Goodness. What a gem. What a gem Carson is. He's such a gem.
Diabetes here being told she's safe. Very angry as always. I wish she wasn't so angry all the time. I'm a little tired. Like, I get what your aesthetic is. Calm down. I do think this is a cool look, and it's an interesting way to go with shoulder pads. I don't know that's what I wanted to see for shoulder pads, but I think it's closer to the mark than some of the other ones we got.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But I can't tell if I don't like it because she rubs me the wrong way or if I just don't like it.
So when I first saw this, I was like, oh my gosh. Diabetes watched the first season. No, the second season of Dragula. And she got this look from Dragula.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I only see Dragula in this, but I would like this if somebody else's face was on it. I can't believe she didn't get dragged for her shoes, boots. There is a heel on it, but I don't know. This look is just kind of meh for me. Just meh.
Yeah. So, tops and bottoms of the week. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I saved money on sound effects. Tops of the week are Deja Sky, Willow Pill, and Bosco. And I strongly agree. Bottoms of the week are revealed to be, in order from shortest to tallest, Georges, Jasmine Kennedy, and Diabetes. More bars and more places. But I strongly agree with this as well. And Diabetes, I think they mentioned it to her in Untucked also. Like, hey, sis, don't be mad that you're down there, because I think they just needed to put a third person down there. And I would agree. I would say she wasn't the worst by any means in the panel.
And to her credit, she took that really well. Like, she did. She was like, I fully understand why I'm down here. No tea, no shade. Which I thought, good on you, because you could have totally taken that the wrong way and blown up all of Untucked.
and she normally does.
Yeah,
So,
and I thought that was a real, a moment of personal growth that I really appreciated.
It was, yeah, that was good. But Bosco does, in fact, nab her second challenge win, which is very good stats for her, as we're about to find out when we break that all down. So our bottom two are confirmed. Diabetes is safe, as we expected. And the bottom two is Jasmine Kennedy and Georges, who have to face off in the lip sync. And I have to say, I actually really enjoyed this lip sync. It was good stuff. They did really well together. They played off each other really well. They both seemed to really have fun with it. Seemed like they both really understood the song. And I lived for it.
It was entertaining.
Yeah. But it was nice, and it was like watching somebody play a video game, and they picked like the same character, so one of them is a different skin.
Right.
But they're all doing the same moves and stuff. It was weird. Anyways, after the lip sync, it's revealed that this has all been a complete waste of time because nobody is going home once again. All right, time for top tweets. All right, getting into the scoreboard. As always, these are the competitors we started with. I'm starting to forget many of them. I'm like, oh, that's right. They were there. Here's who we still have left. Nobody went home, so elimination order did not change whatsoever. Up for elimination, Jasmine Kennedy's now been up for elimination 3 times. Georges has been up for elimination 2 times, and Deja Sky has been up for elimination 1 time. Diabetes still eliminated, of course, has returned to the competition. And somebody else is about to share the same fate once we find out who has that golden bar. Challenge wins and rankings. So stats changed this week. So Bosco got a little boost, got her second challenge win. She's placed safe more times than Angeria, though, who's tended to place high. So Angeria is still the front runner of the competition, even though she's been pretty middle ground the past couple weeks. Bosco, though, very close second. Willow Pill, also a very close third. I think if she gets another challenge win, she might be battling Bosco back and forth for that second place spot as the alternative frontrunner. Lady Camden, though, and Georges also battling very close for the 4th place spot, swapping places after this week with Georges placing in the bottom 2, dropping herself down to the 5th place spot and Lady Camden rising back up to the 4th. Very interesting. It'll be a close battle, I think, to the top 4 for the finale. Diabetes, though, Deja Sky and Jasmine Kennedy not moving at all this week, really. Still keeping them in 6th, 7th, and 8th place, respectively. And then everybody else is left, and we don't care anymore. This week's episode, thankfully, is finally Snatch Game.
Yay!
Yes.
Even if no one goes home, it should at least be entertaining.
You never know who's going to go home for Snatch Game. But it's always a great place to see really the front runners decide their spots leading up to the finale. And so I think for some of those pivotal people like Willow and Bosco and Camden and Georges who are battling for their spots, Snatch Game is going to be a big decider for their stats. That catches us up. And we are ready for Snatch Game, so excited for that. If you'd like to see any of our past or ongoing coverage of season 14 of Drag Race, you can check all of that here on PG Media. Subscribe today so you don't miss out on any of that. You can also follow PG Media on social media. You can find that in the description below. And with that being said, as always,
thank you for watching highlights.
And we'll see you next time.